Hey, welcome back lads. So we have some more information about the multiplayer in Call of Duty 2024, and this stuff shows us how the game is going to improve upon the mistakes and learn some lessons from the last Black Ops game, which was Cold War. Now it has been a while since we've had a big leak about Black Ops 2024, but over the past couple of months there have been a load of little random bits coming out, and a lot of those leaks are about the Scorestreak system, how it's going to work and what streaks are going to be in the game. So yeah, I think we should put that all together. So according to some trusted sources like the leaker forward here, saying that COD 2024 will return back to the classic, the normal Scorestreak system, which is great news, because if you remember back in Cold War, they did experiment with this weird, new, persistent Scorestreak system, which just simply kind of sucked. It was persistent as in, it would not reset your score upon death, so you could, earn your streaks over multiple lives, but to kind of counter that, they increased the score cost for each streak and also put streaks on a cooldown, so you could not just continuously roll and continuously earn your streaks. It was just, as I said, it straight up sucked. It's like one of those things, that they do all the time where they change something just for the sake of it, and that ends up changing it for the worse. Now, as for the score streaks themselves, I made this graphic to show off all of them that we know about so far, according to information from various leaks, and obviously this is nowhere near the complete list. It's like, there are others you can guarantee will be in the game, they just haven't leaked yet, like how every COD game ever has some kind of counter recon or counter UAV, a care package, a sentry gun, and so on, And also, I want to say I would not be surprised if they end up reusing, like, pretty much all of the streaks that were in Black Ops Cold War. It just makes sense. Look at how the last 3 Modern Warfare games have pretty much had the same exact streaks, just reused, It makes sense. Now, if we talk about each individual streak, yes, there is a recon drone, not a spy plane, because the Black Ops series with this game will be kind of catching up to the modern era, and it was in the Gulf War almost 30 years ago in real life that the first generation of drones was used, like the US military used this RQ-2 Pioneer, so that's probably going to be the recon drone, and that leak actually comes from a leak about perks, because there's like, the ghost perk, that it hides you from recon drones, not spy planes, so there is that. Of course, the RCXD, the explosive remote control car, a Black Ops classic. Also the SAM turret, which was in Black Ops 1 as a streak, but in Cold War it was a field upgrade, but yeah, it's coming back as a streak. There's also the Valkyrie rockets returning from Black Ops 1, which is kind of interesting. It is a unique streak where you get this like rocket launcher, this shoulder-fired one, but then you shoot out the rocket and you kind of go into the rocket, if that makes sense. So you view it from a first-person view, and then you can drive or like steer the rocket, so it's not coming down from the sky, it's coming out the launcher. Then we also have the napalm strike. Once again, I would not be surprised if that's literally just copy and pasted from Cold War, but we also had an image of the actual plane model that they use, and it looks like this one from COD Mobile, so it is the Su-25 plane. Not that that really matters, just like the recon drone, it doesn't actually matter if it's a recon drone or a spy plane, and it doesn't make a difference what jet is used to drop the napalm strike. It's more of just like a looks thing, an aesthetic thing, it just works the same. And yeah, however, that is still kind of interesting, because this plane that will drop the napalm in Gulf War was in Cold War as well, but that was used for the strafe run, so I think that does kind of open up the opportunity for the strafe run to return in Gulf War, but to be the Warthog, the classic Warthog from Black Ops 2. In real life, the A-10 Warthog is very iconic because of its service in the Gulf War and Iraq War, so yeah, that also just makes a lot of sense. Now moving on, we also have the Hellstorm missile, which is another Black Ops classic from Black Ops 2, 3 and 4, and it is different to the regular cruise missile because the Hellstorm like locks on to enemy players and you release a cluster strike instead of just a single strike. There's also some kind of gas strike, so that could be like inspired by Saddam Hussein's chemical weapons, or maybe the Nova 6 gas. There's also the air patrol from Cold War, which was a very controversial and like overpowered streak, but I think that might just be because of the system. We've had that streak a lot in COD before, but it's just the Cold War version was annoying. because it was overpowered, and then also a chopper gunner. And I think from what we've heard, the chopper gunner is going to be the classic Black Ops 1, like in Black Ops 1 and Cold War, so it's like you're actually the side door gunner, you're physically handling the gun, unlike in the Modern Warfare games where the chopper gunner, you know, it's more modern, even though that would exist in this time period of Gulf War, but, you know, like in the Modern Warfare games where you're controlling the gun through the gun cam and like seeing what the gun would see, if that makes sense. So yeah, that is about it. That's about what we have, and it's not a surprise, but it's still good to see that they are going back to the classic Scorestreak system for this game, because that experimental system in Cold War was just one of the biggest problems and like worst mistakes that they made with that game, so it's just good to kind of take it back to classic Black Ops and keep that Black Ops kind of feel and formula, you know? So yeah, that's all we have. Stay spicy, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.